Australia, Israel and Jewish Affairs Council, AJAC, well, guess what they do? They're a political lobby group. Their whole job is to build relationships with Australian politicians, fly them over to Israel, show them their side of the story, and then potentially shape the way they talk when they get home. They're basically a small version of APAC, which is America-Israel Public Affairs Committee. Right, and APAC, they're one of the most powerful lobby groups in America. They spend over $100 million at every single US election for candidates who back their agenda. And AJAC, which is Australia's version of APAC, well, they have the same playbook. And if you want proof of this, let's check out Susan Lay's story. Right, Susan Lay, she spent almost 20 years as the only right-leaning MP that was pro-Palestine. Right, let's check out her history. In 1960, she grew up in the UAE. In the early 2000s, she co-chaired Parliament of Friends to Palestine with Anthony Albanese. In 2008, she stood up and said Palestine has been wiped off the map. In 2011, she did a Palestine-funded trip to the West Bank and even ended up sponsoring a child in Bethlehem. And then in 2017, she publicly spoke out about the blockades in Gaza. And then in May 2022, well, she became the deputy leader of the Liberal Party. This is where it all changes. Then in October 2022, she went on the Ram Bam AJAC-funded tour to Israel. Then in 2025, she becomes opposition leader. Right, and then Albanese comes out, recognizes a Palestine state. And after being on a board with Albanese for nearly 2 decades with the Friends of Palestine in Parliament, well, she writes to 25 Republicans over in America to try and block Albanese's stance on Palestine. What a backflip. Right, and then in September 2025, just recently, she comes out and gives a speech at an AJAC luncheon, which was pro-Israel. Right, now, I don't like Albanese, everyone knows that, but she stood next to him for 2 decades, and pushed the same pro-Palestine narrative with him. Then bang, she goes on a tour, wants to become leader of the Liberal Party, and her speech just changes overnight. Right, and here's the kicker. The Parliament Friends of Palestine group that she once co-chaired, well, it's now packed with MPs who have done the AJAC trip. Go figure. What's up with that? Now, it's not just politicians who take these trips. It's media, it's social media influencers, it's bureaucrats, and guess what? It's even candidates. Candidates who aren't even elected into parliament yet have done this trip. And yeah, sure, we have other political members go over to China, India, and all these other places, but Israel is the only one with a private lobby group in Australia where they fully fund trips. Now, I don't know if you pay attention to what's happening over in America, but a lot of the talk is APAC has that much influence over America that everyone is now calling them the United States of Israel. Since 2010, AJAC's Ram Bam tour, well, they've paid for over 100 MPs to go over there. AJAC's interest isn't to put Australia first, it's to put Israel first and then Australia second. So why do we let them lobby that way? Australia doesn't need politicians that run off foreign lobbying scripts. It needs politicians who work for Australia and Australia only. And until Australians come out and only preach Australia first, then guess what? None of them are fit for service. What's your thoughts?